Hey everyone, that's So Slim Jim coming back. I know it's been a while, but unfortunately I had pneumonia. But guess what? I'm not dead and I'm back. So I wanted to come back, start with something simple because I can actually speak without coughing now. Talking about some more research I've been doing into because I covered the new signage we have here in Texas. We have the 30-5, 30-6, and 30-7 sign. Now the 30-6 and 30-7, the verbiage and for the most part haven't changed. Now, the 30-5 sign is pretty much identical minus the verbiage to it, but there was one major change, one big thing that they changed to 30-6 and 30-7 when they wrote the 30-5 sign that can actually be a pretty big complication. So, all of the verbiage in the law before they put down the certain things. It has to include a language described in this section in both English and Spanish, has to be in a conspicuous manner, visible to the public, has to include language, blah, blah, blah. Has to be in contrasting colors, at least 1 inch tall block letters. That's been the same, but they made one very big change that a lot of people have overlooked, and I even overlooked before until recently I've been looking more into the law. And that is when it includes the verbiage of the actual signs themselves. See, before, up until the new change, up until this year, the signs had to be identical to the wordage that was put out in the law. It has to say this exact wording, and that's the law for this sign to be legal. Now, the signs simply have to be similar to the following. So it has to be substantially similar. But the problem is it doesn't give any definition of how substantially similar it has to be or how close to it has to be. It just has to be substantially similar. So a problem we're going to be running into, especially people who maybe are new carriers, who haven't gone through the class, who don't have a license, who are out there, and I don't want to call it constitutional carrying, but carrying without a license in Texas, is they may see a sign and it doesn't have the usual format where it has the big, 30-5, the verbiage below it, and then the Spanish next to it. It may be a sign where, like, I had someone posted in Open Carry Texas earlier this week where it was just these two pieces of paper. One was pink, one was blue, and it didn't have the big 30-5. It just kind of had it in regular block letters. It wasn't bold, and it was close to the verbiage, but not 100%, and then had it in Spanish, and it wasn't right on the door. It's kind of off to the side because it only has to be in somewhat around. And I'm even seeing some businesses where it's not even on the front door. It's not even the front of the building. It's when you walk in, turn the corner, and it's on the wall to your right or to your left, because it just has to be somewhere in the general area. And it's difficult because if you want to walk into a building and like, okay, well, I look on the outside, there's no sign saying I can't carry. You walk in there, you pretty much think you're good. You're not going to be looking to the left and the right trying to figure out, hey, can I carry in here? You think, hey, I'm golden. I didn't see any signs on the outside. Now with this, it goes even further because now you have to worry about, is this the proper verbiage? So this gives businesses the ability to pretty much put any sign up that has any color, that has any writing, as long as it has somewhat close to the law in it, and that makes it right. So I think this is one of those things that during next session we're definitely have to push to have that removed, because we got to make it very clear, and we also got to push to say, hey, it has to be on the exterior of the building at every entrance. Otherwise, I mean, look at some of the gas stations. They got the big main entrance and they have little side entrance. You try to go in there, it doesn't have a sign. How are you supposed to know? So this is something to look out for. If you're going to be carrying here in Texas, you got to look out for these now tricky little signs that are going to be inside of a building or not have the correct verbiage or not be set up in the proper format, because the new law gives businesses the ability to pretty much put whatever they want out there as long as it's contrasting colors, similar to what the law is supposed to say, 1 inch tall letters, and block writing. So as usual, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down in the comment section.